If you're watching this video, then that means that the demo for Pokemon Rose Red version is out and ready to be played. For those of you who want to skip all the details and just get straight to playing, I've got you covered. The link to download the patch is in the description, but I do have a warning. This is a demo and therefore more so a beta than it is complete. I've done my very best alongside my very helpful playtesters, and a special thanks to Medieval Dragon King for being the one to point out the most issues by far, to remove what issues I can. But I cannot guarantee full stability, so I recommend saving very often just in case anything happens. If you encounter any issues, bugs, or even just typos, I do please ask that you join the Discord server and bring notice to them. But without any further preamble, let's get into the big stuff. For starters, some of you may be wondering what exactly Pokemon Rose Red is. Well, Rose Red is a ROM hack that features a retelling of the Kanto story, or at least that's how it will mostly seem for the demo, but the real draw here is actually in the post-game, which unfortunately is not in the demo, but don't worry, it's well worth the wait. So you don't have to sit through a super long and boring video that honestly the demo doesn't quite deserve. I'll just be hitting the big topics. For starters, and probably the biggest change you'll notice, the Dark and Steel types have been completely removed from the game, like entirely. No Pokemon, no moves, and every move that was one of those types has been assigned a new type. For example, Iron Tail is now Rock type, and Bite has been returned to being a normal type move like it was in Gen 1. This does mean that Magnemite and Magneton have lost a little bit of identity as they've turned back into pure electric types, but it's all for the purposes of Gen 1 immersion. Speaking of Gen 1 immersion, I actually kinda lied. 100% the biggest change you'll notice is that the colors have been entirely annihilated and just don't exist. Almost everything is grayscale except for a few stylistic choices. I do understand that since it's such a stylistic choice that not everyone will quite enjoy it, but it didn't occur to me to also make a color version until it was kind of too late, so that won't be happening. I'm sorry, it would just force me to remake the game entirely. Another big change I'm very excited about is the inclusion of a fully new Pokemon as featured in one of my videos, Gorochu. For those unaware, Gorochu is a cut Pokemon from the original Red and Blue games, which was meant to be the evolution of Raichu, and it will be present in this game, obtainable by giving Raichu a Firestone. Huge thanks to my friend Nightmare for making these sprites possible, as well as some Pikachu sprites where he's just kind of chunky again. Go check him out on Reddit or Pixelart, he makes some really great stuff. Unfortunately, there has not yet been any Pokemon rebalancing, so movesets and all that are mostly the same aside from a few exceptions, but a few things have changed, as I just said, exceptions. So just here's kind of a rapid fire. Ghost moves are now special attacks, Dragon type moves are now physical attacks, Cut is 60 base power and a Bug type move, Outrage is 100 base power now, Razor Wind is 100 base power, Flash does 70 damage and is buffed to 90% accuracy, Gyarados is Water Dragon type but Magikarp now evolves at level 25 to balance that out, Gyarados gets Outrage at level 47, Spearow and Fearow are pure flying type, as stated Magnemite and Magneton are back to pure electric, Dragonite's evolution level has been lowered to 50, and all of these are moves that had their types changed. Just feel free to pause. In addition to these changes, all of the Leaf Green exclusive Pokemon have been added to certain locations as shown here, but it's just there's some locations missing that they should be encountered in. That'll all be in the full release. It's just I really wanted to get this out, and that might take me longer than it really should, honestly. In terms of story, I'll let you figure all that as we go along, because it's mostly the same aside from just adding stuff, really. But the demo will conclude when you've defeated the champion, and just do some light post-gaming. It'll tell you when it's all done. The final change I'll be discussing here is a new location off of Route 19. I won't spoiler it, but there's a really fun special encounter for you there. Anyway, that's all really. If you have any questions, feel free to ask or join the Discord and just leave a comment. The links to download the patch are in the description. There isn't really any documentation just yet, but I do plan on it for the full release. And just one more quick trainer tip. keep your item finder handy whenever there's any major cutscenes, or we like to hide some little goodies as hidden items. Okay, actually, bye-bye now. Have a good day or afternoon or night or, yeah.